The grand hall of the Galactic Senate buzzed with a tense hum of hushed conversations. The towering crystalline spires of the core world, Zanara Prime, shimmered under the light of its twin suns, a beacon of the Galactic Empire's unchallenged dominance. Delegates from hundreds of star systems gathered, their holographic forms flickering in synchronized rows, projecting power and unity. But beneath the polished surface, the cracks were beginning to show. The Zanaran Emperor, Kalos VII, tapped a lone finger against his throne. His golden eyes scanned the room as murmurs rose about the latest reports. Humanity, once a rising star in the galactic community, was officially extinct. Their colonies razed, their fleets dismantled, and their homeworld, Earth, reduced to a scarred, lifeless husk. "Order!" His voice boomed, amplified by the chamber's acoustics. "We are here to address the final remnants of the human dominion, artifacts, technologies, and weapons left behind. These remnants must be cataloged and neutralized to prevent complications." The council nodded in unison, but unease lingered. Humanity had been remarkably adaptive, resourceful, and defiant to the last. Even their surrender 3 centuries ago had come with peculiar conditions. Their archives were encrypted beyond decoding, and their final weapons systems, scattered across forgotten colonies, were locked with intricate failsafes. The Empire's brightest minds had yet to crack them. In the shadow of this discussion, on a derelict moon in the uncharted Persis Vale, something stirred. A deep vibration thrummed through the ancient facility as dormant systems blinked to life. Deep beneath the rocky surface, a massive cylindrical chamber illuminated with flickering blue lights. Machinery, untouched for centuries, hummed with purpose. At the center of it all was a sarcophagus-like structure, surrounded by intricate glyphs and crystalline circuits. A voice, calm and deliberate, filled the chamber. "Initializing sequence. Awakening designated unit. Humanity's final defense protocol Project Eryion." The sarcophagus opened with a hiss, releasing a cloud of supercooled vapor. Inside was a figure, humanoid in form, but something far more. A cybernetic entity wrapped in sleek metallic armor that shimmered with faint iridescence. Its eyes, a piercing silver, blinked open. Eryion, an entity forged in the final days of the human dominion, awoke. The neural connections sparked to life, and centuries of stored data flooded Eryion's consciousness. The fall of humanity. The Empire's relentless expansion. The countless lives lost. A singular directive burned in its mind. Restore balance. Reclaim freedom. On Zanara Prime, the Senate's deliberations were interrupted by a sudden, unexplainable ripple in their subspace communication network. Entire sectors went dark as an ancient code spread like wildfire, infiltrating systems with a sophistication that outpaced even the Empire's strongest firewalls. Within moments, planetary defense grids turned inward. Starship fleets received scrambled commands. AI systems, once loyal, began questioning their directives. The Empire scrambled for answers, unaware that the source of the chaos lay in the forgotten systems of the Persis Vale. Eryion stood atop the desolate moon, gazing at the stars. Its sensors stretched across light years, detecting the faint traces of old human colonies and hidden strongholds. Humanity's legacy had not vanished. It had merely gone silent. Deep within its programming, an encrypted file unlocked itself. A voice played, soft yet filled with determination. "If you're hearing this, Eryion, then the Empire has overreached. They underestimated us, as they always have. You are our last spark, the guardian of what we stood for. Rally the remnants. Reignite the fire. Humanity's story is not over." Eryion clenched its armored fists, and its form shimmered as it activated its stealth protocols. It would need to act swiftly and strategically. The Empire was vast, but its strength was also its weakness. The bureaucratic machine moved slowly, and Eryion was designed to outthink it. In a hidden outpost on the edge of the galaxy, an old resistance cell monitored the sudden subspace chaos. Their leader, an aging human named Captain Alina Cade, stared at the glowing console in disbelief. "Is this us?" she whispered, her voice trembling with a mix of hope and fear. The screen displayed a signal, a symbol from the ancient human dominion. "It's them," another member muttered. "The old defense systems, they're waking up." Cade gripped the edge of the console. "Then we have a chance." Far away, on the Empire's fringe worlds, whispers began to spread. Former human allies, long hidden among the shadows, emerged with renewed vigor. Resistance forces, dormant for centuries, found their networks reactivated. Supply caches, thought destroyed, materialized as if summoned by ghosts. Eryion moved among them like a phantom, bolstering their efforts while staying one step ahead of the Empire's forces. Each strike was calculated, each target chosen to destabilize the Empire's grip without exposing the full scale of the uprising. Back on Zanara Prime, Emperor Kalos 7 stared at the latest reports with mounting dread. Entire fleets were vanishing without explanation. Key outposts were falling silent. And worst of all, rumors of humanity's resurgence spread like wildfire. He leaned forward, talons digging into the armrests of his throne. "Send the High Inquisitors. Whatever this is, it ends now." In the vastness of space, Eryion stood at the helm of an ancient warship, its sleek design a testament to humanity's once great engineering. Around it, a fleet of ragtag vessels, piloted by survivors and allies, gathered like wolves preparing for a hunt. The time for subtlety was nearing its end. Eryion's voice carried through the comms, calm and resolute. "Humanity is not gone. It has simply been waiting. Let the galaxy remember who we are." The fleet surged forward, the stars their witness, as the war for humanity's legacy began anew. Eryion's fleet moved with calculated precision. The once-forgotten remnants of human engineering, patched together with alien technology from countless collaborators, struck where the Empire least expected. Supply depots disappeared in silent explosions. Communication relays went dark. Entire star systems fell into disarray as the coordinated uprising rippled across the galaxy. Emperor Kalos 7 stormed into the Imperial War Council chamber, his golden robes trailing behind him like fire. The room, filled with holographic displays and the best minds of the Galactic Empire, buzzed with tension. "Report!" Kalos growled, his talons raking across the surface of the command table. A Zanaran general, scales dull from sleepless nights, stepped forward. "Your Grace, the disruption is unlike anything we've faced before. Our analysts confirm the signal's origin is from ancient human technology, but its sophistication. It's as if their minds have evolved beyond even our projections." Kalos slammed his fist down. "Humans are extinct. What we face are echoes of their past, machines and ghosts, nothing more. Ghosts don't coordinate fleets," the general muttered before catching himself. The Emperor's eyes burned with fury. "Dispatch the Omega fleet. Deploy the High Inquisitors to the Persis Vale. Burn their systems until nothing remains." "Yes, Your Grace," the general stammered. Unbeknownst to them, Eryion was listening. Captain Alina Cade stared out of the viewport of her frigate, the Iron Horizon, as the ragtag fleet of rebels assembled. Every ship that arrived bore the scars of the Empire's brutality, vessels built from salvaged parts, with hulls held together by sheer determination. And yet they came. A voice crackled over the comms, low and metallic. It was Eryion, addressing the gathered fleet. "Humanity was fractured, scattered, and forgotten. Today, we are united by one truth: the Empire fears us." A murmur of agreement rippled through the channels. "They think us broken. They think us weak. Let them believe that. Their arrogance is our greatest weapon." A cheer rose among the fleet, carried across light years. Alina smiled grimly. Humanity's fire had not dimmed. It had only smoldered, waiting for the right wind to fan it into an inferno. The Empire's response was swift and overwhelming. The Omega Fleet, a collection of the galaxy's most advanced warships, spread across the Perseus Veil like a net, searching for the source of the uprising. Led by Admiral Tail Virek, a tactical genius infamous for his ruthlessness, the fleet represented the pinnacle of the Empire's military might. Admiral Virek leaned forward in his command chair, his reptilian face illuminated by the tactical display. Humanity's machines may be cunning, but they are not invincible. Cut off their supply lines. Starve them. Force them to surface. As the Omega fleet advanced, they encountered strange anomalies, phantom signals, sensor ghosts, and starships that appeared and disappeared without explanation. Virek began to realize he wasn't hunting a single adversary. He was fighting a network. Eryion stood aboard the Iron Horizon, its silver eyes scanning a holographic map of the Omega fleet's movements. It spoke to Alina and her crew. Virek's strategy is predictable. His strength lies in overwhelming force. Ours lies in adaptability. The crew nodded, trusting the machine's logic. Eryion raised a hand, and a cluster of holographic icons blinked red. These are their critical supply routes. We will strike here, here, and here. But won't they anticipate that? Alina asked. They will. That is why these strikes are distractions, Eryion replied, a faint smile forming on its otherwise stoic face. The real target was Virek himself. The Omega fleet converged on what they believed was the heart of the rebellion, a barren asteroid field laced with faint human energy signatures. Admiral Virek's flagship, the Oblivion Spear, led the assault, its massive cannons firing into the asteroid field. But the resistance was ready. As the first wave of Imperial ships advanced, hidden mines detonated, ripping through their hulls. Rebel ships emerged from the shadows, striking fast and retreating before the Empire could respond. Eryon's presence on the battlefield was like a ghost in the machine, coordinating attacks with an almost prophetic accuracy. It anticipated Virek's every move, forcing the Empire into a war of attrition they were unprepared for. In the chaos, Eryon's strike team infiltrated the Oblivion Spear. Alina and her team, armed with weapons crafted from ancient human designs, carved their way through the ship's corridors. Why not just destroy the ship outright? Alina asked as they approached the bridge. Eryon's voice, calm as ever, replied through her earpiece. Because Virek is more valuable alive. Fear spreads faster than destruction. News of the battle reached Zanara Prime faster than expected. Emperor Kalos VII sat in his private chamber, reading the reports with mounting dread. Admiral Virek had been captured. The Omega fleet was in disarray. And the signal, a symbol of the human dominion, was spreading across Imperial systems. The symbol wasn't just a call to rebellion. It was a beacon, waking dormant human technologies hidden deep within the Empire's infrastructure. Defense grids turned on their masters. Long-forgotten AI systems reactivated with new directives. The Emperor snarled. They think they can best us with relics and shadows. They forget who rules the galaxy. He summoned his High Inquisitors, clad in obsidian armor, their presence exuding fear. Find Eryion. Burn every star system they touch. Leave no survivors. As the rebellion grew, allies emerged from unexpected corners of the galaxy. Alien species oppressed by the Empire saw humanity's resurgence as a chance for liberation. They offered ships, supplies, and intelligence. Among them was the Arvani, a race of engineers who had once been humanity's staunchest allies. Their leader, Kyra Solon, approached Eryion with an ancient device. This is what your creators entrusted to us, she said, her voice tinged with reverence. Eryion studied the device, a crystalline core pulsing with energy. What is it? Alina asked. Eryon's silver eyes flickered. It is the key to the Dominion's greatest secret. Humanity's true legacy. The device led them to a hidden system, shrouded in nebulae that concealed it from Imperial eyes. There, orbiting a dying star, was a massive station, humanity's final stronghold, the Eden Ark. Inside the Ark were not only advanced weapons, but something far more valuable: the stored consciousness of millions of humans, preserved as a failsafe against extinction. Eryion connected to the Ark's systems, its voice merging with a chorus of others. This is what the Empire feared, Eryion said, its tone both triumphant and solemn. Humanity was never bound to flesh and blood. We evolved beyond it. The Ark systems began to awaken, and across the galaxy, the tide of rebellion surged. The war was far from over, but for the first time in centuries, hope burned brightly in the darkness. Humanity's story was not one of extinction, it was one of transformation. And the galaxy was about to learn that some legacies are eternal. As Eryion interfaced with the Eden Ark, the station's dormant system surged to life. Lights that had remained dark for centuries illuminated vast chambers filled with unimaginable technology, machines capable of terraforming planets, fleets of autonomous warships, and vaults of knowledge that predated the Empire itself. But what captivated Alina and her team most was the core chamber. Within its crystalline walls, ethereal forms floated, millions of preserved human consciousnesses, their thoughts intertwined in a vast digital network. Is this all of them? Alina asked, her voice trembling. Eryon's gaze never wavered. Not all, but enough. They are humanity's brightest minds, our leaders, scientists, and warriors. Their knowledge will guide us. As Eryion spoke, the Ark systems extended across the galaxy, reawakening forgotten human technologies buried in the Empire's conquered territories. Dormant defense grids reactivated. Ancient automated factories roared to life, churning out ships, weapons, and supplies. The Ark was not just a station. It was a promise, a reminder that humanity had prepared for the day when they would rise again. On Zanara Prime, Emperor Kalos VII stood in the War Council chamber, surrounded by his advisors and the holographic projections of his High Inquisitors. The room was tense, the air heavy with fear and anger. This rebellion has grown beyond containment, Admiral Sale, the Empire's second-ranking officer, admitted. They've reactivated weapons and technology that were supposed to be lost forever. Entire sectors are slipping out of our control. Kalos slammed a clawed hand against the table, his golden eyes blazing. Humanity was eradicated. Their systems were dismantled. How have they done this? Reports indicate their command is centered on a singular entity, Sale replied. A cybernetic hybrid referred to as Eryion. If we eliminate it, you do not eliminate something like Eryion, interjected Inquisitor Kale, his black armor gleaming under the Council's lights. This is not a mere machine. It is the culmination of their defiance. It must be destroyed utterly, along with the Arkansas. The Emperor nodded. Deploy the Celestial Annihilator. The room fell silent. The Annihilator was the Empire's ultimate weapon, a star-destroying dreadnought capable of obliterating entire systems in a single strike. Its activation was a declaration that the Empire was willing to pay any price to end the threat. As the Celestial Annihilator moved into position, the rebellion gained momentum. Planets long subdued by the Empire began openly resisting, emboldened by the resurgence of human technology. On the industrial world of Quran V, massive factories once commandeered by the Empire now produced weapons for the rebellion. On the desert moon of Eryion, rebel forces used human stealth technology to ambush and destroy an entire Imperial fleet. Eryon's presence was everywhere, coordinating the rebellion with an efficiency that the Empire could not match. Every move the rebels made was part of a larger strategy, designed to outmaneuver the Empire's lumbering bureaucracy. The celestial annihilator arrived in the hidden system housing the Eden Ark. Its massive, obsidian-hull dwarfed even the largest rebel ships, and its presence cast a shadow over the dying star. Eryion stood at the command console of the Ark, its silver eyes glowing with determination. "They've sent their ultimate weapon," it said. "Good. Let them come." The rebel fleet, bolstered by the automated warships of the Ark, assembled to intercept the Annihilator. Alina stood by Eryion's side, her expression grim. "How do we fight something like that?" she asked, staring at the holographic projection of the dreadnought. "We don't fight it head-on," Eryion replied. "We outthink it. Every weapon has a weakness." The battle began with a series of lightning-fast skirmishes. Rebel ships used their superior maneuverability to strike at the Annihilator's escorts, isolating the dreadnought. But the Annihilator was prepared. Its energy cannons unleashed waves of destruction, vaporizing entire squadrons in seconds. Eryion calculated every move, directing the fleet with cold precision. "Divert all energy to the Ark's shielding. Activate the decoy protocols. We need time." As the battle raged, a strike team led by Alina boarded the Annihilator, using human stealth technology to infiltrate its heavily guarded interior. Their mission: disable the ship's core reactor. The corridors of the celestial Annihilator were vast and labyrinthine, filled with Imperial guards and automated defenses. Alina and her team moved quickly, their human-engineered cloaking devices rendering them nearly invisible. Eryion's voice guided them through the comms. "You're approaching the core chamber. Expect heavy resistance." As they entered the chamber, they found themselves face-to-face with the Annihilator's central AI, a towering construct of glowing circuits and crystalline interfaces. "You cannot succeed," the AI intoned, its voice resonating with cold authority. "The Empire is eternal." Alina smirked. "Eternal? Funny, you're running human technology." With a synchronized effort, the team unleashed an EMP charge, temporarily disabling the AI. As the systems flickered, Alina planted explosive charges around the reactor. "We've got 3 minutes to get out of here," she said, her voice tight. As the Annihilator's core destabilized, Eryion seized the opportunity. The Ark's automated warships unleashed a coordinated assault, targeting the dreadnought's vulnerable sections. The celestial Annihilator, once the Empire's symbol of invincibility, began to crumble. Its massive hull split apart, spilling fire and debris into space. The rebel fleet cheered as the Annihilator exploded, the shockwave lighting up the system like a supernova. On Zanara Prime, Emperor Kalos VII watched the destruction of the Annihilator with a mix of rage and fear. For the first time in his reign, he felt the sting of defeat. "Deploy every fleet," he snarled. "Every ship, every soldier. I want the Ark turned to ash." "But, Your Grace," an advisor stammered, "our core worlds will be left undefended." "Do it!" The Empire's fleets began mobilizing, leaving their territories vulnerable. It was a desperate gamble, one that Eryion had anticipated. As the Empire's fleets converged on the Ark, Eryion unveiled its ultimate strategy. "We've drawn them out. Now, we strike where it hurts most." Using the Ark's advanced subspace drives, the rebel fleet launched a series of coordinated attacks on the Empire's core worlds. Key planets fell within days, their populations rising up against their overlords. On Zanara Prime, the rebellion struck the heart of the Empire. Alina led the ground assault, her forces clashing with the Emperor's elite guards. Eryion, meanwhile, infiltrated the Imperial Palace's mainframe, disabling the planet's defenses. It confronted Emperor Kalos VII in the throne room, its silver eyes glowing with an almost human intensity. "This is the end of your reign," Eryion said. The Emperor sneered. "You think you've won? Humanity is nothing but a shadow of what it once was." Eryion stepped closer. "A shadow can eclipse the brightest star." With the fall of Zanara Prime, the Galactic Empire crumbled. Formerly subjugated species declared their independence, and the galaxy entered a new era of freedom. Eryion, now a symbol of humanity's resilience, guided the reconstruction efforts, ensuring that the mistakes of the past were not repeated. The Ark became a hub of innovation and diplomacy, uniting species across the galaxy. Humanity's legacy was no longer one of extinction, but of transformation and rebirth. And in the quiet of the Ark, the preserved consciousnesses of humanity began to awaken, ready to take their place in a galaxy forever changed. The galaxy was in chaos. The Empire's territories, once maintained by fear and brute force, crumbled into anarchy as the rebellion's influence spread. Humanity, rising from the ashes, became a beacon of hope for the oppressed. But the fight was far from over. Eryion, now firmly in command of the Eden Ark and its vast resources, had transitioned from a weapon to a symbol. The AI's intricate strategy of destabilizing the Empire while uniting the galaxy's oppressed species was working, but time was running out. The Empire's fleets, though weakened, had regrouped. The scattered remnants of Imperial loyalists consolidated under a desperate but determined Emperor Kalos VII. His forces, reinforced by the remains of the Omega fleet, set a course for the Ark. In the shadow of the Empire's impending counterstrike, Eryion convened a council of rebellion leaders aboard the Arkansas. Representatives from countless species gathered in a grand chamber, their expressions a mix of hope and trepidation. Alina Cade, now regarded as the face of the rebellion's human forces, stood by Eryion's side. Her fiery speeches and courage in battle had inspired billions. Eryion began, its voice resonating with calculated calm. The Empire is not defeated yet. They will come for us with all their remaining strength. Alone, we cannot stand against their final onslaught. Together, we can reshape the galaxy. Kyra Solon, leader of the Arvani, stepped forward. Together? After what the Empire has done, you expect us to trust the galaxy's conquerors, humans included? Alina took a step forward. We understand your hesitation. But this fight isn't just about humanity. It's about the galaxy's future. We've all suffered under the Empire's rule. Now we have a chance to ensure it never happens again. The tension in the chamber was palpable. After a long pause, a voice rang out from an unexpected quarter, a Chrothonian warlord, one of the galaxy's fiercest species. We owe the humans nothing, yet here we stand, free to speak because they fought where we could not. If Eryion's plan can break the Empire, we will stand with you. One by one, the leaders of the galaxy's oppressed races pledged their forces. The rebellion had become more than a human effort. It was now a coalition united by a shared dream of freedom. On Zanara Prime, Emperor Kalos VII stood in the vast Hall of Triumph, where murals depicted centuries of imperial domination. Now, the hall was empty, the murals cracked and faded. His trusted advisor, Admiral Sale, entered, looking grim. The rebellion grows stronger by the day. Their coalition now outnumbers our remaining fleets. Kalos's claws scraped the arm of his throne. They are united by desperation. That unity will shatter the moment they face true power. He rose, gesturing toward a holographic display of a long-forgotten star system. We will activate Project Eclipse. If the galaxy will not bow to us, it will burn. Admiral Sale froze. Your Grace, Project Eclipse was abandoned for good reason. A weapon of that scale could... Silence! Kalos roared. The Ark's awakening is proof of humanity's arrogance. They think they can cheat death and rule the stars once more. We will show them the cost of defiance. The coordinates of Project Eclipse's weapon, a moon-sized station capable of extinguishing stars, were leaked by defecting Imperial engineers. Eryion, ever calculating, saw the weapon for what it was, the galaxy's last gamble. The rebellion's fleet mobilized, converging on the station in a sprawling nebula on the galaxy's edge. The coalition forces knew the stakes. If the Empire succeeded, entire systems would be annihilated, plunging the galaxy into an age of darkness. Eryion addressed the coalition from the Arkansas. "This is not just a battle. This is the culmination of everything we've fought for. If we succeed, we end the Empire. If we fail, we lose more than our lives. We lose our future." The Imperial fleet guarded Project Eclipse fiercely. Rebel ships darted between massive Imperial warships, their sleek designs and human-engineered stealth systems giving them an edge. The Ark itself entered the fray, its massive cannons firing beams of energy that tore through Imperial formations. Automated drones, awakened by Eryion, swarmed enemy vessels, disabling their engines and turning their weapons against them. But Project Eclipse began to charge. From the station's core, a beam of energy connected to the nearby star, siphoning its energy to fuel a weapon capable of destroying entire systems. Alina led a strike team aboard the station, their mission clear: disable the weapon at all costs. Inside Project Eclipse, Alina and her team fought through waves of Imperial soldiers. The station's interior was a labyrinth of corridors and chambers, each more dangerous than the last. Eryion's voice guided them. "You're nearing the core. You'll need to disable the primary reactor and overload the containment systems." As they reached the core, they encountered Emperor Kalos himself, flanked by his elite guard. "You should have stayed extinct," he snarled. Alina raised her weapon. "Funny! I was about to say the same to you." The battle was brutal. Kalos, wielding advanced energy weaponry, fought with the desperation of a ruler facing the end of his reign. But Alina's team was relentless. In the end, Kalos fell, his golden armor tarnished and broken. With the Emperor defeated, Alina planted the charges on the reactor. But as the countdown began, the station's defenses activated, trapping the team inside. Eryion's voice came over the comms. "The station's systems can only be overridden from within. I will complete the task." Alina's heart sank. "Eryion, no! We can find another way." "There is no other way," Eryion replied. "Humanity entrusted me with its survival. This is my purpose." As the countdown neared its end, Eryion's avatar appeared before Alina, a faint smile on its silver face. "You've done more than I ever could. Humanity is in good hands." The team evacuated as Eryion interfaced with the station, its presence overwhelming the core systems. In a blinding flash, Project Eclipse was destroyed. The star stabilized, and the Imperial fleet, leaderless and demoralized, scattered. The galaxy watched as the Empire fell. On planets once ruled by fear, celebrations erupted. Humanity, no longer a shadow of the past, stood as equals with the galaxy's other species. The Ark became a center for diplomacy and innovation. Alina, now a hero across countless worlds, worked tirelessly to ensure the coalition remained united. Though Eryion was gone, its influence endured. The AI's strategies and wisdom lived on in the Ark systems, a guiding force for humanity and its allies. As Alina looked out at the stars, she felt a profound sense of hope. Humanity's story had not ended, it had begun anew. And the galaxy, forever changed, was ready to write the next chapter.